Well, it's nice weather out now. Temperatures dropped quite a bit, so in the evening when the sun's not shining on the east side of the house, I can start to work on this stuff because the service temperatures are low enough. So it's been a while. I started caulking again, getting ready, and then I'll do my second coat of stain after I've sanded all this down uh, last fall. I got one coat of stain on here. I wanted to get caulk on before I stain again. For one, it's oil stained, so the fumes get inside the house. And two, then the stain gets on the caulk and um, hopefully makes it look better. Um, it does. It makes it look better. It evens out the color. So I've already done this stuff here, and you can see I'm not being very clean about it, but I'm counting on the stain covering it for one, and two, the condition of these logs. They're just very cracked and weathered. They've been neglected with stain, and I don't know, maybe this is my first log home, so I don't know. When you look close at something, you're probably always going to find issues, but you see this one seems to really be deteriorating, but it seems solid enough. I don't think it's rotting, but um, I saw a video where a guy was using like blue tape on either side of the crack to make it like straight lines, but I would have to go through so much blue tape. I got a lot of they call these checks when the log cracks. I got a lot of checks to fill. I'm not trying to get them all, just mainly the ones on the top side, or the ones that are big enough on the bottom, but they're on the top of the curve. That's what I'm trying to get. So that's what I'm doing right now. A couple things I've learned that work for me, which I wish I would have gotten a lot sooner, is the tool belt. Get a tool belt. You're working on this stuff. You have your spray bottle for when you're doing your caulk. Plenty of pockets to put your stuff in. Knife, pliers, screwdriver to take stuff out of the cracks if you're removing the old caulking because it's busted. Some sandpaper, clean it up. Wet rag to help clean up the caulk when you're messy like I am. And if you didn't care about your pants getting dirty, you could even probably hang your caulk gun from there. It gets pretty low though. You have the big 30-ounce one. And yeah, this stuff is called backer rod. Oops. Put it in your checks or your chinks if it's big enough. Now this is the smallest stuff I have. Maybe they make smaller ones, but this is the smallest stuff I found. I'm not putting it in this one because it's too small. It won't fit in there, so I'm not putting it in there. And sometimes this stuff is a real pain. A real pain to get to stay in there. So sometimes I just don't use it, and I'll just be checking the caulk every year for issues. See if I have to fill it again. Alright, so if you can witness my job here, I'm not too quick, not too precise at this yet. I think I'm getting better, but being on a step ladder might help a little bit here. Especially with these checks. They're not very big. Kind of hard to get the caulk to go in there easily. This one's not very big, but I'm gonna still do it while I'm here. I'm kind of mixed on spraying it with water. I mean, I'm not mixed, it helps. It helps it go smoothly, especially when you have a nice fill. But when it's something like this where there's a lot on the surface, the water makes the caulk hard to stick to the surface. It is water-based caulk, but it still ends up not really sticking to the surface. So sometimes I'll just come in and tool it in there, press it in, make a mess. Then I'll just use the water to help clean up or lighten it up, whatever you call it. Dissolve it a little and just kind of make it soak into the log. I usually end up with a lot left, and there's plenty of places where I can make more of a mess. Push it into some other cracks that are just kind of weird. Fill that in. Keep the bugs and the moisture out of it, hopefully. One other reason I waited to do some of these caulking until after the first coat of stain is at least that first coat of stain will get, I can try to push it into the cracks, get some protection in there. Help the wood soak up some of that oil before I seal it up with the caulk. What I'm using is Sashco products. They're more expensive than others, but you know, they seem to work really well. I'm pretty sure they're based in the US, if that matters. Support some US companies if you're in the US. And anyway, so I'm using both their caulk and their oil transformation stain, and so they should be compatible with each other. Should stick. I'll spray this. That's what they say anyway. It's part of their advertising. I bought my stuff from Western Log Home Supply. It's been very helpful to me. It ships all over the US, I think. But he's saved me from spending a little bit more money. I was buying a sprayer from him that I thought would work, a pump sprayer that I was hoping I could use with the oil stain, but he went ahead and took it out of my cart and told me why. He says it's not going to work with that oil. He didn't just sell it to me. So that was very useful. That was one good experience. Seems to care about his business. The one guy I've met him. He's also his warehouse is nearby, so but I don't really know him besides buying stuff. All right, Western Log Home Supply. There's several stores like that, but that's the first one I bought from. I'm sure a lot of the other guys are probably also helpful. One thing is, I don't know if this is sound reasoning or not. It makes sense to me though. I don't try to not tool it. Tooling is when you like press it in with your finger or some kind of tool made for it. But don't try to go without tooling it because, well, I read somewhere too that you want to do that because it helps it adhere to the surfaces you're putting it on. So it gets it in there nice and clean. And the other reason is, I think with this, if you can get a smooth surface, which I don't know how you could do without tooling it, if you can have the caulk be smooth, it's more likely the water's going to run off of it. It's going to be more like, I guess, aerodynamic, if you will. So maybe it'll last longer for that reason as well. No, the camera can't see what I was doing right there. This part, what I'm caulking right now, is actually just like wood siding. Because the skirt or whatever, the foundation between the log home and the logs and the concrete foundation, there's some wood there, and this stuff is over it. So it's like half, not even half logs, probably quarter logs. It's still logs and wood, the same kind of stuff, but it's not actually logs. It's not part of the log home structure. It's just a facade. So that's what that looks like. When you buy this stuff for however much it is, you hate to waste it. That's why I try to find a hole to put the excess in. Besides, some of these holes are just kind of hard to fill nicely anyway, so just use up this extra. But sometimes I spend too much time trying to find a place to put it, and yeah, just end up wasting my time. One last thing, I'm spraying this down because I kind of made it a mess, or not very smooth there. Once you spray it, get it dissolved a little. Then going over it, I'm stretching my glove to be tight on my finger. Try to get a smooth surface. I can run over it again really lightly. In combination with that water on there and smooth glove. Sometimes I can get a really smooth surface. And sometimes I just monkey around with it too much and mess it up anyway. So there's a non-professional example DIY log home maintenance and restoration in a way. God bless you.